Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookies Enabled, the live stream, What's New Wednesdays. I do have Andrew over here in the corner, and I'm sorry that his image keeps resizing. This might be an issue today. Hopefully, Skype decides to stabilize for us, and won't be a problem. Hopefully, you can hear everybody. We'll see.
Hi there.
I was going to say, I feel like I should probably double check and make sure the feeds are coming through. Just to make sure, 100%, because you never know. Let's see. Yes, Andrew, I do hear you. You're a little quiet, but I can hear you. Okay, hello everyone, welcome. Sorry, we have to check we always have to check this crap. Audio is always an issue for us, and we have been striving to make it better and better, and it has been getting worse and worse, unfortunately. So bear with us, everybody, as we kind of make this kind of better for you and for me. So, I'm doing the best I can here. I just flipped everything and rotated it and did not mean to do that. I'm trying to crop some of my screen here, and it's not doing what I want it to do. So I'm just going to not do that at this time, unfortunately. I'll just shrink myself way down. But happy Black History Month. As you guys have noticed, I have pumping out those short videos. Trying to just keep up, and since we have a lovely orange pumpkin in office right now that has decided that these holidays don't need to exist for some reason, obviously this channel doesn't stand for erasing history, so yeah, you will continue to see all that fun stuff coming up. And I think, Andrew, you've got some stuff coming up too, I think is what you've been telling me, right?
Yeah, hopefully. Just going off the coattails that you've started putting out with Black History Month, I want to do. I'm going to be putting out a few videos this month as well. Obviously, I don't have as much time, right. But I want to do one on. There are several people that I want to. Remark upon.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is one of my favorites.
Yes. He's awesome.
Yeah,
I love him.
He popped into my mind. We were watching Star Wars last night, actually.
Nice.
And he graduated from U of
right.
M. So he has some history
yes.
in Michigan. I've actually had the opportunity to watch him do a seminar at Western Michigan University on the Moors from
wow. Okay, cool.
the British Isles.
Right.
Specifically the Blackamoors.
Huh.
Blackamoors as in black
Right,
Moors.
Sure.
And it was an incredible seminar. The man is extremely well spoken, which is surprising because he grew up with a stutter.
He did have a stutter, and I want to say his first role, like his first big role, he kind of shows that a little bit, but it's part of his character. But I could be wrong. Maybe I want to say it was Field of Dreams.
No, you're right.
Because doesn't he have a stutter in that too, or not? But maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not sure.
Goodness sakes, don't quote me on that. It's been decades since I've seen that.
Not Field of Dreams. He was in the Sandlot.
Sandlot, yes. God, that was a great one too. He's the angry neighbor over the fence, I think.
But he was one of the bombers in Doctor Strange.
Yes. Okay.
So if you go back to that, you'll see that was one of his major roles. I mean, he is an iconic,
huge
actor of our age.
I agree. I
mean, his what brought him to prominence.
Actually, yeah, I would say his voice helped define an entire generation.
I definitely want to do a deep dive into him.
You know, like his voice is the Morgan Freeman of like the 70s and the 80s, essentially. You know what I mean? Because we have the Morgan Freeman, voice. He's like the 90s and the thousands. Like every documentary you pull up has got his voice attached to it. But so it's kind of hit and miss, I feel. But as soon as you get back to like the 80s and 70s and 60s, it's all James Earl Jones. There's some Spock in there too. He was doing some documentaries and stuff too, which are really, really good. But he doesn't really fit into Black History Month, unfortunately. Not closely.
Speaking of Spock, did you know he Leonard Nimoy actually wrote at least a few albums? He was a singer.
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look that
Yeah.
up. No way. Okay, that's something
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to dive into. That's cool. Okay. Wow. No, I had no idea. That is a really impressive fact to know. Wow, I would love to hear
Well, there
how that
from
sounds.
there,
Huh.
if we're talking Black history, if we're talking Star Trek, Star Wars, Black history, you can go back to Nichelle Nichols, who
Yes.
had
Yep.
a very prominent role on the bridge of the
Right.
Enterprise.
Right. Yep.
And she was what inspired. She was who inspired.
I think the lady I already
Whoopi
talked
Goldberg
about. Well,
to get into.
hey, I
show
haven't
business.
talked about Whoopi yet. And I wanted to talk about her later.
I'm gonna talk about.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
her.
you probably want to hit on
But-
Whoopi more than me. I want
yeah.
LeVar
Oh,
Burton.
yeah.
You got to
A
give me
preface
LeVar. He's
To
mine.
whatever. A preface to the video I'm gonna do on her. She watched growing up an episode of Star Trek and saw Nichelle
Right.
Nichols as the communications officer on the Enterprise, and she looked at her mom, and this is from her
Okay.
from her biography,
Sure.
one of her biographies. She said, "Mama, there's a black woman on TV, and she ain't no maid."
Right. She was a part of the crew. She had a
Like-
standard position like everybody
Yeah,
else.
before this, you saw so many black women that were just the servants.
Yes.
They were just in the background. But now she's watching this
Mhm.
beautiful black woman on stage,
Confident, ready to
on
go.
a set, as the communications director of an entire ship
Uh-huh.
in the future.
That's a huge
and
deal.
That provided so much to so many people. Inspired. You already did a video
Yes.
on Mae Jemison,
Yes, I did do a video. Yep.
who was also on
Yes.
Star Trek, and that's why
She was the first one on Star Trek and in space. So she did two things. She was legitimately in
Yeah.
space and on the International Space Station, and she was the first one on a Star Trek episode, which obviously we wish were in space, but they're not.
Exactly. And Whoopi Goldberg got a role on Star Trek because
Yes,
of that.
yes.
So,
And Whoopi's character
it-
is so critical to the Star Wars
Guy
franchise.
is an incredible character.
They should do a spin-off on her character. They really should. That's what they need to do.
You know, I know that we try not to be too political on this
We really
channel,
try not to. Yeah.
but sometimes there are things that come up that you have to take a stand on.
Mm-hmm.
You have to mention things. All of these issues with getting rid of employment based on, what do they call the DEI
Yep.
employment
Mm-hmm. Yep.
thing. So many people just think that it means, oh, we're just going to hire someone because they're black or because of something for inclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to know how to do your job.
Yeah, that's really the nail on the head there. You know, it's more than
Exactly.
common sense. It's a know-how. Yes, some positions
It's an
you do get
incentive
trained
to
in,
hire
so I get
people.
that. But you know,
Yeah, it's an incentive to hire people that don't look like you, basically.
that's really it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But they still have to meet the standards for that job.
And I agree. And I think that's very doable. I think that it's 100% doable.
And it is.
You know,
and it
'cause
is.
we've been doing it.
Well, it shows the underlying racism that has been prevalent in our country for so long. Where so many companies will just hire the white
Yes.
kid. And just because someone's black, they're not even going to look at their resume, even though they probably are better at the
Yes.
job.
Yeah. In fact, that's not even the only part of the government
So-
that's messed up. Like I was telling you earlier in a text, as I've been doing my research and finding my source links, because I always post with my source links, and you will get some on this video when I'm done, is the fact that the government, our U.S. government, has taken down whole pages on the NASA site regarding a bunch of these black figures that defined NASA and literally got us to the moon and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Without their math and their brains, we would not have been able to accomplish what we did.
There's no reason behind taking those
Thank
down.
you. It doesn't need to happen. Doesn't need to happen. Mm-mm. Yeah.
It's authoritarian, it's horrible, and it needs to end. And that's the only way it's going to end is if we speak out.
Hence the other reason why I've been doing these videos. I enjoy doing these videos. Don't get me wrong. This is not a chore.
Yes.
I am not complaining that I have work to do. I like this. I have time for this. I might as well do this. It's bettering everyone, in my opinion. I can't see, and I have gotten zero pushback from Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. All three have been really pumping out my videos and telling me I've been getting good pushback. Actually, like things are looking good. People are clicking on them, they're watching them, they're looking at them, they're liking them. That's helping my algorithm, their algorithm. Everybody's winning right now. You know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to be. This isn't supposed to be a race war.
Exactly.
And it's not from my side. I'm not playing into that. I'm playing into the history that I know stands on its own, and they're trying to bury it with literally nothing. They're not even trying to put up fake information in its place. They're literally just taking it down, which is just fucking wrong. I'm sorry. So, well, yeah.
Remember what Mr. Universe says in Serenity. Can't stop the signal.
Yeah.
It's always going to be out there, only if people put it out there.
Yep.
And so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and
that's what we're doing.
YouTube is not charging me. I'm not getting paid for this, you know. This is all free.
Might be a good time if you want. We always share memes.
Yes, let's do that.
This would be a perfect segue into the one that I shared, the first
one.
Oh,
shoot. I don't know if I grabbed that one. I did grab, is it the up, down, left, right? Or the quote?
It's not that one. I mean, that's a good
one. That is
one.
really good.
Star Wars related, but it was the other
Okay,
one.
bear with me, guys. I know I grabbed it. I think I have to put it up here.
Really touching with me.
I know, and it was a good one. So give me a second. I thought I put it up here, but I didn't, and this will only take me a second. Hopefully it doesn't freak out by me trying to do this. Sorry, guys. This might look really weird on your end. I don't know how this looks on a live stream. I'm actually not stressing my CPU out at all. At only 10%. It's just taking a nap right now. Hey, guys. Sorry, Andrew. I put it right on your face. There we go. Okay.
This one really felt so nice. With how the traditions and laws work in Islam, with hijabs, you're not allowed to take it off in front of a man.
In fact, I'm not even allowed to see a woman's hair unless I've married her and we're in like secluded area where no one else can see, and there's lots of rules to that. Yes.
So this level of acceptance from someone
huge,
just like I don't even know, it just was so heartwarming.
Right.
You see her just early on in her transition.
She had
saying, I'm a woman now.
Yep.
And her friend is in her presence showing her hair and says, well, you're a woman now, aren't you?
Right. That's kind of the other idea there. Yes, other women are allowed to see another woman's hair. That stands on its own.
Exactly.
But men, like when I was in middle school, I had a friend who was also, of Middle Eastern descent, had the hijab, and I could, her hair was coming out one day. So all her women friends got around her and surrounded her. So I could not see her hair because and of course I didn't know what was going on because I'm just like a, 12-year-old little middle schooler or whatever. But was quickly put in my place and realized I did not, I needed to get away. I was disrespecting her by trying to help, actually. So I needed to just turn away and let her friends jump in there and do her hair and get it all fixed up. And I did. I was totally fine with that. It didn't bother me at all. In fact, once I knew, I felt better about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, Because now I felt like I could
But this
respect her better.
Exactly. And this person
Transitioned.
coming into herself and transitioning and saying, this is who I am now, that even her,
Yeah.
like, that is huge.
Yeah.
And it's important.
It really is. It really is. And again, we're really hitting on, I want to say, the pain of America right now, that is really suffering and really screaming for help right now. If anybody watched the Grammys or any of those events, you'll see every time they get up and talk, it is a battle on that stage. So you're going to see that for the next 4 years, guaranteed.
To anybody outside of the U.S. that is watching this, we're sorry.
So sorry.
We really are. We don't want any
we
of
didn't
this.
We didn't agree to this. This was not us. This is a messed up.
33% of our population voted for this.
That's really what you need to know there, guys. Because literally, Andrew, our out of the country statistics are actually pretty high on our channel. We have but almost 20 to 30% of our viewers are actually not in the United States. So again, I really appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Because we really do appreciate you guys a lot. Like, honestly, a lot.
The statistics,
Google doesn't lie to us.
Based on another post that I had watched, when it came to the election, everybody's saying that, this was a landslide election and blah, blah, blah. No, it wasn't.
Not really, no.
If you look at the numbers versus the population, a good third of the country
didn't even
that
vote.
Was eligible to vote did not
it
vote.
was actually a pretty big margin compared to what we saw for Obama's elections, and actually even the last Trump election had more people turning out than this one.
Less.
So that's one thing people need to keep in mind as well. Sorry.
Very much so. Very much so. So to all of you that are watching that are not in the U.S., we're sorry.
We are so sorry.
We're trying.
And that's where my gift comes in.
People like Will, people like me, we are trying. We are doing our best.
We're trying so hard.
We hate this.
We don't like this at all. Yeah.
No, we do not like
We
this.
don't like this. And that's where my gift comes in. My friend on Facebook just the other day posted
the Thomas
the Train Engine, which if you don't know, again, maybe you didn't have Thomas the Train Engine in your country, that's fine. This was an old PBS or public broadcasting.
Thomas the
Tank Engine. What did I say?
Get it right. Thomas the Tank Engine. Train Engine.
Yeah. Thomas the Train Engine. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that. Tank Engine?
Tank.
What? No. Tank Engine. The Tank Engine. Sorry.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Anyway, he's never seen such a mess because that's what's going on right now. This show was always on in the afternoons when you got home from school, and it was just one of those shows that was absolutely epic. And it was always kind of ironic because it somehow seemed to match what was going on in life, it seemed. So if like Thomas's world was a mess, usually your world was a mess too, it seemed. Like they just always seemed to play the best episodes with what was going on. I don't know if PBS did that purposefully, but I kind of think they did to kind of play into stuff because it's just like how Sesame Street always had like a number of the day and a word of the day and like a letter of the day and stuff and a person of the day. All that stuff made a difference. And I think it all kind of blended well together, you know. They were really good at that.
Do you remember George Carlin was the conductor of Shining Time Station?
No, I do not remember that. What?
He was the conductor.
Wow, I really got to go back and watch some of these things.
The filthy comedian. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Is that like...
On a kid's
I am
show.
so confused now. Like, that really hurt my head for a second. Wow. Okay. Wow, I am really blown away by that information. That's the second thing you've taught me today that I learned something new. I'm going to be learning all kinds of things.
It's hilarious.
It's another reason why we do this show, guys.
Well, you learn something new. Isn't that what our channel's all about?
Literally the whole point here. We're just trying to teach stuff. So, yeah, the one topic, since we were kind of crunched for time, I know you got to get off to work here pretty soon. I did want to bring up is kind of a Star Trek-y.
I'm also cold. If you
yes, I can tell you're so cold, so I'm trying to hurry. So, right out of Canada, this is right after all those tariffs and stuff happened. One of their quantum computer teams came out with a massive new, really computer system that I think is going to drastically change quantum data centers in the future. So in the next 5 years, I think you're going to start hearing the term quantum data center, and it's going to be thanks to this company here. Now, this is what the system looks like right now, legitimately. As you can tell, all these yellow fibers you would think are Ethernet cords, right? Because that's usually what you use to connect these together. But no, these are all fiber optic cables.
Fiber optic.
Yeah, so this is all using 100% light-based technology. And you have different stacks do different parts. You have like a buffer zone. I mean, it literally sounds Star Trek-y. And there's a video that breaks it all down. I was trying to get the video on screen for you guys, but I didn't have enough time to grab it. So I did get a picture of the rack. This is actually what you can buy literally and order these right now and string these all together and build your own quantum computer data center using only light. And they claim that it not only produces a fraction of the amount of heat, so you don't need to cool it like the other ones or have like giant air conditioning units or anything, but it also uses a fraction of the amount of electricity, since light is a lot easier to produce than billions of electrons that need to be forced across a wire.
Well, let's be fair. Electrons are technically still electromagnetic particles.
Yes, and there's a lot of that still going on here.
It's a different conveyance of the information, and it's faster.
Mm-hmm. It's so fast, it's almost instantaneous, is what they're claiming, is that it's the processing speed, except for your buffer zones, is really where it's having to construct the wavelengths and stuff for it to be processly fed through the quantum bits. As they explain it, if I've read the article and listened to the video correctly, it uses different ways of buffering to entangle different layers of your equation together. So if you're asking specific equations or specific questions, then and you're stacking those questions on top of each other, it will use those buffer zones to then just keep wrapping more information into itself, kind of thing, which I was really intrigued by that, because I don't think we even do that with like our normal AI systems and stuff. I mean, they do have like a block system where it builds on the history of itself, but usually by like the 10th or 20th question, it's starting to get like gray area stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think this might solve that problem, because it's always rebuilding that structure in the buffer, is what it sounds like. So that should stop the degrading process that you have in the data that we get on our side now. And that's a huge problem, is the data retention and the lack of errors and critical flaws that come out of these equations. And we still have problems with that with normal AI all the time. Data collisions constantly, because they're constantly working against each other. But this might solve that problem. So again, thank you, Canada. I mean, wow. I'm sorry, because we need this technology badly. I'm sure our U.S. government wants this right now. I would be stunned if they don't.
I'm sure they probably have it too, but they're probably not doing.
I don't think they're doing what they're doing. They make this look almost too easy, and so I wonder. I really want to know more about it, and I'm hoping to do more videos about it in the future, but we'll see. So yeah, that was what I had for you guys today. Unless Andrew, did you have anything else that you wanted to throw in here for the day?
I'm trying to figure out what's new.
I know there's been some news.
Not much else. I did get to finally go downstate.
Yes.
I saw one of my favorite bands.
Awesome.
For my, if anybody's out there is a fan of Guster, hell yeah.
Right.
I got to see them 20 years ago, actually.
Nice.
And I got to see them again finally. So that was my Christmas present.
So cool. So cool.
It was an amazing experience. These guys are in their 50s and they still got it going.
That's awesome.
It was fantastic. If you don't know who they are, give them a shot.
Yes.
Smaller indie rock band Interestingly, several people who used to open for them now have Grammys, yet they still don't for some reason.
Which is weird. That does happen a lot, I feel like, especially
Yeah.
with small artists as they're
Maroon
coming
5
up.
opened for them.
What?
John Mayer opened for
Man.
them. And both Maroon 5 and John Mayer suck.
We know this stuff. It's why they're not around much anymore. They didn't just win Grammys either.
Maroon 5 just put out a new
Really?
album.
Oh.
Well, they just put out a new album, and people love it, but critically, it's been trashed.
Ooh. Oh. Huh.
So these guys get a Grammy, but Guster, who is far superior, haven't won a single one, and I think that is
It is a very staged. I wish it was more like, Teen Choice Awards or People's Choice Awards, where we vote on who's getting the awards. It's not, but this is, It's supposed to be more academic side of things. Like the Academy itself is like awarding you for your cinematography. It used to be like that. I feel like when I was a kid, it was kind of like that. And it has very much changed to a very political standpoint, not in a bad way necessarily, but just in such a way. Again, I don't know why it's resizing your face to like the size of Texas, but it's trying. But yeah, it's.
I'm wondering if there's an issue with how close I am to my phone that it.
Oh.
I don't. It doesn't make sense.
I don't either. I don't get it. I don't know if it's Skype. I don't know if it's the NDI that I'm using. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I at least your audio has been hanging in there. I feel like I've been yelling at everybody this whole time.
Well, that's.
I might be like redlining everybody. I'm super sorry if I'm like. So again, we're still a new channel, and again, I really appreciate everybody for all your love and likes and watches and everything. It's been super duper helpful. If there's anything in particular that we have missed that you want to know more about, like maybe you want to know more about the Tele TV and all the crap that happened there, or you want to know more about the bridges or stuff in Michigan or Black History Month, just let us know. Throw comments at us.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
What's that?
I just figured it out.
So as you get further away.
Oh,
it is resizing based on your face. That is so weird. What in the hell is going on?
Okay, so we'll play around, folks.
We are learning everything today. But again, guys, I appreciate you all for tuning in. I don't even know. I didn't check my counter, so I didn't see if anybody tuned in. But thank you all again. I appreciate you. And hopefully we'll do one next week or maybe next month. Just check out our Facebook page, Instagram as well, or just check our YouTube. We'll be out there all the time, guys. I'll see you next time.
Peace.